2025 has turned into the year of resurrection in Hollywood. Careers that looked finished, reputations that seemed beyond repair, and stars who vanished for decades are suddenly back in the spotlight. But not every comeback is equal. Some are quiet, some are controversial, and one of them is so unbelievable it almost broke the internet. Can you guess which number it will be before we get there? Let's start the countdown. Number 15. Cameron Diaz. For years, Cameron Diaz was the poster child of early 2000s Hollywood. Then she simply walked away. No scandals. No dramatic press conference. Just gone. In 2025, after more than a decade off the big screen, she steps back in with the action comedy Back in Action, hitting premieres again and proving her charm still owns a red carpet. So what makes someone who had it all disappear, then risk it all again? Hold that thought as we move to number 14. Pamela Anderson. Pamela Anderson was once trapped in a single image: slow-motion beach runs, scandal headlines, and late-night jokes. But a wave of raw, honest storytelling in roles like The Last Showgirl and the upcoming The Naked Gun reboot turned perception on its head, transforming her into a symbol of quiet reinvention instead of loud controversy. How many times can a woman rewrite the story the media tried to lock her into? Maybe more times than Hollywood wants to admit. Number 13. Uma Thurman. After the glory days of Kill Bill, Uma Thurman seemed to drift into the background, taking smaller roles and sliding out of blockbuster conversation. Then 2025 hits, and suddenly her name is back on every casting list, with projects ranging from The King of Kings to The Old Guard 2, and high-concept thrillers that remind studios why she was once considered untouchable. Is this just nostalgia, or the start of a full new era for one of Tarantino's greatest muses? Number 12. Guy Pearce. Guy Pearce never completely vanished, but Hollywood stopped treating him like the threat he really is. Then The Brutalist lands, awards buzz follows, and suddenly he's stacked with new roles like The Woman in Cabin 10, The Dog Stars, and Killing Faith, turning a slow burn of respect into a full-blown career ignition. How many brilliant performances does it take before Hollywood realizes it almost slept through a comeback? Number 11. Gary Sinise. Forrest Gump star Gary Sinise stepped away from the industry in 2019 to care for his son, who tragically died from cancer in 2024. In 2025, he signals a possible return with a war drama titled No Better Place to Die, choosing a story that echoes both his patriotism and personal loss. Is this just one more role, or a man finally ready to reclaim the part of himself he left behind for family? Number 10. Angelina Jolie. After Eternals disappointed critics in 2021, it felt like Angelina Jolie might be done chasing big screen dominance. Then 2024's Maria puts her right back into awards conversations with a major Golden Globes nomination. And in 2025 she lines up dramatic projects like Couture, pivoting from superhero spectacle to prestige roles. Is this a return to the cold, focused Jolie of early 2000s fame, or a completely new chapter built on hard-earned wisdom? Number 9. Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande ruled the charts but hadn't truly owned the big screen since Don't Look Up in 2021. Wicked becomes the rocket, and with Wicked for Good hitting in 2025 and a wild family comedy like Focker-in-Law already lined up, she stops being a singer in a movie and starts becoming a real box office player. Do you think Ariana's future is bigger in music or in movies? Drop your prediction in the comments. Number 8. Lindsay Lohan. There was a time when Lindsay Lohan's name meant court dates, not call sheets. But slow, strategic moves through streaming projects lead to a 2025 moment where she jumps from cozy Netflix titles into higher-budget films, reminding everyone that behind the headlines was always a gifted actress. Is this the redemption arc fans begged for in the 2000s, arriving 20 years late but perfectly timed? Number 7. Winona Ryder. Winona Ryder already had one comeback with Stranger Things, then faded quietly to the edges again. In 2025, she storms back into the cultural conversation with Beetlejuice, revisiting an iconic role while proving she can still carry the kind of weird, electric energy that made her a cult favorite. At what point does a comeback stop being a surprise and just become proof that talent never really leaves? Number 6. Charlie Cox. After Netflix's Daredevil was cancelled, fans begged for more, but the industry went silent. Then Marvel calls. By 2025, Daredevil Born Again is not just revived but renewed before the first season even finishes filming, turning Charlie Cox from cult favorite into official MCU royalty. How often does a fan campaign actually drag a hero back from the dead and change an actor's entire life? Number 5. Ben Affleck. For years, Ben Affleck was more of a meme than a movie star. the tired face, the viral paparazzi shots, the internet jokes. The Accountant 2, set for a major 2025 release, positions him not as a punchline but as a serious action lead again, with early buzz calling it both a critical and commercial rebound. Have we underestimated how many times Affleck can crash, burn, and then quietly reload? Number 4. Ke Huy Quan already stunned the world with his Oscar-winning return after disappearing from acting for decades. By 2025, he cements that comeback with a slate of high-profile roles that prove he's not a one-movie miracle, but a long-term player reshaping what late-career success looks like for Asian actors in Hollywood. How many child stars dream of this exact arc, and how many actually live to see it? Number 3. Britney Spears. For years, Britney Spears was talked about like a headline, not a human. The conservatorship, the breakdown, the memes. In 2025, she steps back onto a major stage with a live performance that leaves the crowd on its feet and social media in tears, delivering not just a show, but a declaration that her story belongs to her again. Is this the beginning of Britney's true era of freedom, or Hollywood's last chance to treat her right? Number 2. Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx. Some comebacks happen alone. This one happens in tandem. Back in action doesn't just mark Cameron Diaz's return, it also becomes a symbolic rebound for Jamie Foxx after a terrifying health scare and months of rumors about whether he'd ever be the same on screen again. When two careers collide in one movie, one returning from retirement, the other from a health crisis, does the film become just entertainment or a living document of survival? Number 1. Johnny Depp. Here it is. The comeback nobody thought would actually happen at this scale. After years of lawsuits, leaks, and the most televised breakup in modern Hollywood, Johnny Depp's name seemed radioactive. Studios walked away. Franchises cut him loose. Fans wondered if his career was permanently over. In 2025, that changes. He signs on to play Satan in The Carnival at the End of Days and leads Mark Webb's Day Drinker, signaling that powerful directors and financiers are betting on him again, even as debates rage online about forgiveness, accountability, and power. Some see it as justice. Others see it as proof that no man in Hollywood ever really stays cancelled. Either way, his 2025 slate is the most shocking, polarizing comeback of the year, and that's exactly why it had to be number 1. Do you think this is redemption or privilege on full display? Tell the truth in the comments. Now it's your turn. Which of these comebacks hit you the hardest? And which one do you think doesn't deserve a second chance? Who did this list miss? Is there a comeback you're watching in 2025 that the world still hasn't fully noticed yet? Drop your pick below, and your comment might end up featured in the next episode. If you love deep dive Hollywood stories like this, hit like, slam that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you never miss a new breakdown of the fame, the falls, and the comebacks that keep this town alive.